Tonight, we enter the darkness beneath Middle-earth, not to witness a battle, but a transformation. A quiet one, a slow one. The night Sméagol became Gollum. The night was silent. Only water was dripping. From between the stones, slowly, steadily, endlessly, drip, drip. Deep inside the dark cave, a small shadow trembled. He had just arrived. He sat on the wet stone, pulling his knees close. His thin fingers tightened around his palm, because inside his hand there was something cold, yet alive. Sméagol took a slow breath. "It's beautiful," he whispered. His voice faded into the cave. He opened his eyes. There was nothing in the dark, and yet he felt watched. He tightened his grip. "Mine," he said, but the word didn't feel right. Silence stretched. Then a thought came, but it did not feel like his own. "No," Sméagol flinched. "Who's there?" Silence. Then again, hours. His breath stopped. "I'm alone," he said, but his voice trembled. The darkness grew heavier. "Not alone." Sméagol held his head. "No," but the voice did not leave, because it wasn't outside. It was inside. The water kept dripping, but now the rhythm had changed. Drip, voice, drip, voice. Slowly, Sméagol opened his hand. The ring faintly glowed in the dark. His eyes locked onto it. His fear faded. Something else took its place. "Isn't it beautiful?" This time the voice was softer. Sméagol lowered his head. "Yes." Then paused. "No, it's mine, ours." His face tightened. "I found it. We wanted it." Something broke. Sméagol pressed the ring to his chest. "Mine," he whispered, but this time it sounded like two voices speaking at once. The cave was silent, but it was no longer empty. The cave was silent again. Water was dripping. Same rhythm, same darkness, but tonight was different. Sméagol sat still on the stone. His eyes were open, but he wasn't looking at anything. The ring rested in his hands. He lowered his head slightly. "We should go," he whispered. A long silence followed. Then the answer came. "No." Sméagol closed his eyes. His breath trembled. "I want to go. There is light outside." "No, light hurts. I remember. The river, the fish." "Do not remember." Sméagol shook his head. "It was beautiful." "Lie, no. They hurt us." Sméagol went quiet. The thought was heavy. "No, they." He couldn't finish. "They took no. They will take." His breathing quickened. "No, it's mine. Ours. I found it. We wanted it." Silence. But it was full, as if the voices were facing each other, unseen but present. Sméagol leaned forward slowly. He brought the ring closer. "We could leave it," he said. The words were weak, but real. A long pause followed. Then, "No." This time the voice was sharp. "We cannot." "Why?" But before the answer came, Sméagol already knew. "Because it is ours." His eyes filled. "I want to be me." The sentence was soft, almost lost. "You are weak." "No." "You are afraid." "Yes." "I am good." Sméagol froze. "Good." "Yes." "Fear protects." He breathed in, slow, deep, but the breath didn't feel like his. "The outside is bad." "I know. They are bad." "I know. Stay here." Sméagol closed his eyes. "It's dark. Safe." Silence stretched. Water dripped, drip, drip. Sméagol spoke again. What about me? Silence. This time the answer did not come quickly. You are us. The words were different, deeper, heavier. His shoulders dropped. His resistance faded, but not completely. I am. The sentence broke. No. The answer was clear. You are Gollum. Silence. The word did not echo in the cave, but inside him it repeated Gollum. Gollum, his lips trembled. Gollum. He looked at the ring, pressed it to his chest. Mine. But this time, the voice was lower, stranger, ours. Precious. The cave was silent, but now a choice had been made. The cave had not changed. Same stone, same darkness, same dripping water. But Sméagol had. He had not moved for a long time. Time felt still, but his body remembered. Hunger. His stomach tightened. Then again, stronger. Sméagol opened his eyes. I'm hungry, he whispered. Silence. Then came the answer. We know. He lowered his head. Fish, he said softly. Sweet fish. For a moment, he remembered the river, cold water, quick shadows, shimmering scales. I want to go. No, the answer was immediate. Certain, but I'm hungry. Hunt. The word felt different, hard, cold. Sméagol paused. Hunt. He didn't like the sound of it. We can catch fish. Weak. No, not enough. His breath quickened. What do you mean? Silence. Then a lower voice. There is more. The darkness deepened, as if the cave was listening. Sméagol held his head. No, I don't want to. You do know. You are hungry. His stomach twisted again, longer, more painful. He leaned forward, touched the ground, wet stone, cold. Fish is enough. No, it is not enough. His eyes widened. What else is there? The question was a mistake, but too late now. Silence stretched. Then, warmer. Sméagol froze. What warmer? More alive. His breath stopped. No, but an image formed in his mind. Small, moving, warm. He shook his head. No, no, but the image stayed. We don't want it. This voice was weaker. Sméagol's voice. We do. Stronger. The hunger grew, not only in his body, but in his mind. He crawled forward, deeper into the cave. There something moved. Very small, very quiet. Something. He stopped, held his breath. Do you see it? No, but you feel it. Yes, he did. His heart raced. His fingers tightened. Don't take it. Take it. No, take it. A moment of silence. Then, movement. He lunged forward. Something struggled in the dark. Very brief, very fast. Then, silence. His hands trembled. Something was inside them. Small, warm. His eyes widened. What have I done? You ate. He pulled back. But it was too late. The hunger faded, but something else replaced it. A quiet satisfaction. Sméagol closed his eyes. The sentence never finished. We. The cave was silent, but now, darker than before. The cave was silent, but this silence was no longer empty. Sméagol did not move. His eyes were open, but he was not looking at the cave. There was a sound, but this time it was different. Water, but not dripping, flowing. His breathing slowed. "Water," he whispered. For a moment, the darkness faded, and something else appeared. Light, soft, flickering, alive. He blinked, but the image stayed. A river. Light danced on its surface, quiet, peaceful. His lips parted, I remember. Mud beneath his feet, cold but familiar. Shapes moved beneath the water. Fish. He knelt down, placed his hands into the stream, cold but beautiful. This is real. Silence, then a distant voice. Lie. The image trembled. He shook his head. "No." "You remember?" "Yes." He did. A laugh, short, far away. He turned. A shape, small, human, Sméagol. The name, soft. His eyes filled. He stepped forward. But his foot did not touch water. It touched stone. The image broke. The cave returned. Dark, cold. No. He fell to the ground. Touched the floor. Stone, hard. Real. "I want to go back." Silence. Then the answer. "There is no back." He looked up. "There is." "No." I saw it. You remembered it. He froze. The word, heavy. Memories are not real. His breathing quickened. They are real. They are past. Silence. Water dripped. But now, he hated the sound, because it was not the river. He closed his eyes. "I was there. You are not. We can go back." "No. Please." Silence stretched. Then slowly, "It does not want you." The words cut deeper. His shoulders dropped. His breath broke. But he could not continue. We. The darkness settled again. But this time, it was quieter and lonelier. The cave was silent again. But this time, the silence was not peaceful. Sméagol did not move, but his eyes were open. Something was wrong. He could not see it, but he felt it. "There is something," he whispered. Silence. "There is nothing." But the answer did not calm him. He slowly turned his head. The darkness was the same. The stones were the same. But something had changed. It felt like the darkness was watching. His breathing slowed. "It's watching us." "No." "Yes." Silence. This time, no answer came. He pulled his knees closer. He listened. Water was dripping. But there was another sound. Very faint. Very distant. Like movement. He froze. "Did you hear that?" "No." "We did." That word felt darker. His eyes widened. He turned his head quickly. Nothing. But then, to his left, something moved. He flinched. There is nothing. There is. You imagine his breathing grew fast, uncontrolled. It's watching us. We are watching. That answer was wrong. He froze. What? Silence. Then, very slowly, always, he held his head. No, no. But now, it wasn't just darkness. Eyes, unseen, but present, everywhere. He crawled backward. Go away. It stays. Please. It stays. He closed his eyes. It didn't help. Because now, he didn't need to see. He only needed to know. Something was there, and it was watching him. Silence stretched. Then, very close, a voice, we. His eyes opened. The cave was empty. And yet, he was sure. He was not alone. But this time, it wasn't the voice inside. The cave was deep. There was silence. But this silence was no longer empty. Sméagol did not move, kneeling, head lowered. In his hands, the ring rested. This time, it was not the darkness speaking. It was the light. The ring glowed faintly. Gold, warm, alive. His eyes locked onto it. His breathing slowed. Beautiful, he whispered. Silence. Then, a very soft voice. Yes. Sméagol froze. This voice was different. Not Gollum. He did not lift his head, but his eyes widened. Who? Silence. Then again, ours. The word was familiar, but this was not a voice. The ring glowed brighter. His fingers trembled. No. But he did not pull away. He couldn't. You belong to us. His breath stopped. No, ours. This time, the words were not thoughts. They were heavier, as if they were not his. Slowly, he lifted the ring. The light touched his face. His eyes shimmered, but the light was not his. Who are you? A long silence followed. Then, from somewhere deep, you. He froze. Me. Yes. You are us. The words had been spoken before, but now they felt different, more real. He held his head. No. It's mine. Ours. I found it. We called you silence. That sentence was new. His eyes widened. What? We called you. The ring glowed again, as if it wanted to be heard. He tried to pull away, but his hands did not move. The ring did not fall. Do not leave us. The voice was soft, but it was command. His eyes filled. We, the darkness was silent. Gollum was silent, but the ring kept speaking, and for the first time, Sméagol only listened. The cave was the same, but Sméagol was not. His eyes were open, but what he saw was no longer himself. He raised his hands, slowly, his fingers, thin, long, unfamiliar. This, his voice broke. This is me. Silence. Then the answer, ours. His breathing quickened. He looked at his hands again, but this time it felt distant, as if they did not belong to him. Control it. He moved his fingers. They moved, but late, a slight delay. He froze. No, he tried again. This time, they moved, but wrong. Stop. The hand did not stop. It closed, grasped the ring. He tried to pull back, but his body did not listen. Let go. Silence. Then, no. His eyes widened. This is not me. It is us. He held his head. No, I. The sentence never finished, because something changed. His body leaned forward, slow, controlled, but not by him. He was watching his own body stop, but the voice was weak. His body began to crawl across the stone, silent. His eyes filled. Please. But it did not stop. It held the ring tighter. The voice came from his mouth, but he did not speak. He froze. I didn't say that. We did. The words, calm, certain. He could not breathe. I am inside. Silence. Then, from deep within, yes, his eyes closed. The darkness deepened, but this time it was not outside. It was inside, and for the first time, he felt someone else, being him. The cave felt heavy, the silence suffocating. Sméagol knelt low, head bowed, the ring between his hands, but this time, he was not looking at it. He closed his eyes. I will let it go. The words were weak, but real. Silence. Then, very slowly, no. He did not lift his head. I will let it go. This time clearer. He loosened his grip. The ring shifted slightly, almost slipping. You cannot. He clenched his teeth. I can. He opened his hand. The ring slid between his fingers. It was about to fall. For a moment, everything stopped. He held his breath. Now, but then the hand closed. Fast, hard. The ring was his again. His eyes opened wide. No. Yes, I was letting go. We do not let go. He held his head. No, I promised. The word, heavy. Promise. Silence. Then, softly, to whom? He froze. No answer came. To whom did you promise? His breath stopped, because there was no answer. No one. Only himself. And that was not enough. Promises are for the weak. His eyes filled. No, you are us. The ring glowed. The light touched his face. His eyes trembled. Let go. But this time, the voice was not outside, not inside. Deeper. You cannot. His shoulders fell. His resistance broke. His hand closed. He pressed the ring to his chest. Mine. But now, it was softer, almost surrender. Ours. Stronger. Silence. Then, very slowly, no more promises. He closed his eyes, and for the first time, he stopped trying. The cave was silent, but the silence was waiting. Sméagol did not move, but this was not stillness. This was patience. His eyes were open, locked onto something deep in the dark. He was no longer looking. He was watching. His breathing, slow, controlled. The hunger had returned, but this time it was different. Calm, deeper, ready. The word was not a thought. It was darker. His body lowered slowly to the ground. He crawled across the stone, silent, no sound. He was not afraid. He was not thinking, only moving. In the darkness, something shifted, very faint, but enough. He stopped. His eyes narrowed. His fingers slowly opened. Now, silence. Then, a faint voice. Take it. A moment. Then movement. Fast. Sharp. Something struggled in the dark. But this time, it lasted longer. More real. His hands closed tight. Something tried to escape, but it couldn't. Silence. Then, softly, it's done. He pulled back. His hands did not shake. His breathing remained steady. He sat down slowly, looked at what he held. Small, warm, but this time he did not close his eyes. We. The word felt natural, without effort. Good. The answer came instantly. He lowered his head, looked at the ring. It was glowing, but now it was not the only light. His eyes glowed too. The darkness did not consume him. Now, the darkness lived inside him, and this time, the silence felt comfortable. The cave was silent, but now the silence felt familiar. Sméagol moved slowly, no footsteps, only crawling. Through narrow stone paths he passed. The air changed, colder, heavier. Then he stopped. Before him, water, still, unmoving. No drip, silent. The surface, perfectly calm. He did not step closer. He only looked, because this was different. This water did not run. It waited. Slowly, he approached, hands touching the ground. He lowered his head, and for the first time, he saw himself, a shape in the water, pale, thin, but not familiar. His brow tightened. This silence, the reflection, did not move. It only watched. He tilted his head slightly. The reflection lagged a fraction, but enough. He froze. No. He pulled back slightly, but could not look away. This is not me. The reflection smiled, but he had not. His breath stopped. No, the reflection did not speak, but its expression shifted, sharper, darker. Gollum. He held his head. No. But this time, he did not close his eyes. He kept looking, because he could not escape. Slowly, he leaned closer, his face near the surface, the reflection waiting. You. The word. Weak. The reflection leaned, as if reaching back, but the water did not move. Only the image changed. The face grew darker. The eyes deeper. No sound, but the word clear. His lips trembled. No, I. The reflection tilted its head. Same motion. No delay, now. Perfectly aligned. He leaned in. His hand moved closer to the water. Stopped, because he knew, if he touched it, something would change. But still, he reached. His fingers touched. The surface broke. The image shattered. Darkness. Silence. Then, the water calmed again. The reflection returned. But now, clearer, stronger, more real. He did not pull away. He only watched. For a long time. Very long. Then, slowly, The word came, without resistance. The reflection did not move, but it didn't need to, because for the first time, Sméagol did not see himself. He saw God. The cave was silent, but the silence was no longer alone. Sméagol moved, slowly, without thinking, as if his body knew the way. He moved between the stones. There was no light, but the darkness was enough. He stopped. Near the wall, a faint light flickered, its source unknown, but it was there. And it revealed something. A shadow. His shadow. Long, thin, pressed against the wall. He tilted his head slightly. The shadow followed. Normal. But then, a second shadow appeared. Darker. Denser. He froze. No. Two shadows, but only one body. He leaned to the right. The first shadow moved. The second lagged. Just a moment. But enough. His breath stopped. This. Silence. The shadow did not speak, but it waited. He looked directly at the wall, without blinking, without turning away, because now he had to see. The first shadow was weak, thin, shaking. The second, stronger, more solid, more familiar. He tried to step back, but stopped. because he knew there was no escape. The word came, without thought. The first shadow trembled. The second remained still. He raised his hand. The first shadow followed. The second. A moment later. But then, something changed. The second shadow raised its hand higher. He had not done that. His eyes widened. No, the shadow was not following him. It was moving on its own. His heart raced, but he did not run. He only watched, because now there was no fear, only acceptance. The word came clearer. The first shadow faded slowly, thinning. The second shadow grew, spreading across the wall, darker, stronger. His shoulders dropped. Resistance gone. The first shadow trembled, then vanished, as if it had never been. He stood alone, but in truth, for the first time, he was not alone, because on the wall there was only one shadow, and it was not his. The cave was deepening, but this depth was not only stone. Sméagol moved forward, but he did not know where. There was no path, and yet there was, because his body did not stop. It crawled. He entered a narrower passage. The ceiling lowered. The walls closed in. Breathing became harder, but he did not stop. He could not turn back. The voice was weak, almost gone. He did not stop, turn back, now farther away, broken. No answer came, because now there was no one left to answer. Only something that moved. The cave tightened. Stone brushed his shoulders. Still, he moved, as if he wanted to go deeper, as if something called him. Come. The voice, soft but certain. His eyes were open, but he saw only darkness. No shapes remained, only void. And that void felt full. He crawled, slower, but more certain. His breathing grew heavy. His heart slowed, but did not stop. Because this was no longer life. It was something else. The passage narrowed again. Now, he was almost stuck. Still, he moved. Stop. The voice came from far away. Maybe it never came. He did not look up, because above there was nothing, only below. And below felt endless. Slowly, his hands reached forward, touched stone, but this stone was different, colder, heavier, as if alive. He stopped for the first time, but not by choice. The passage stopped him. Before him, an even smaller opening, almost nothing, but still it could be entered. Come. Now very close. He lowered himself. His body pushed forward. Into it, darkness consumed him. No light remained. No sound. No movement. Only presence. And that presence was now singular. The word, clear, calm, and for the first time, nothing answered, because now there was no other. The darkness was thick. The cave no longer felt like a place, only depth. But within that depth, there was something faint. Light. Sméagol stopped. This pause was different. For the first time, it was by choice. He lifted his head, far away, a tiny glow, flickering, almost fading, but still there. His breathing changed. faster, fragile, light. The word had not been spoken for a long time. Silence. Then, a weak answer, no, but this time, the voice had no strength. He stepped forward, slow, not controlled by force, by will, toward the light. The passage was still narrow, but he had changed direction. There, the word did not need to finish, because the light meant something. Water, air, sound, and a name. The voice, soft, distant, but real. His eyes filled. The word returned. Difficult, but real. Another step. The light did not grow, but it did not disappear. Back. The word, almost forgotten, but still there. We can go back. Silence. This time, no answer came. He stopped, because, for the first time, he was speaking alone. But that loneliness did not frighten him, because the light remained. Another step. His knees trembled, but he held himself. Slowly, he reached forward, closer to the light. Then, something changed. The light flickered, as if it had been noticed. He froze, held his breath. Please. The word, deep, but no answer came. Only light, but now weaker, as if fading. His eyes widened. No. He moved faster, crawling. Desperate. But the passage did not allow. The stone closed in. Space narrowed. The light grew distant. Or was he too late? He reached, but could not touch. Wait. Silence. The light flickered once more. Then, slowly, went out. Darkness returned. Heavier. Final. He stopped, his hand still reaching. But now, there was nothing to hold. For a long time, he did not move. Then, slowly, he pulled his hand back, closed his eyes, and in that moment, for the last time, he remembered. Then, he forgot. The darkness had returned. This time, heavier. Sméagol did not move. For a long time, his hand was still extended. But now, there was nothing to reach. The light, gone. The memory, gone. The voice, gone. Only presence. And that presence was singular. Slowly, he pulled his hand back. The movement was not difficult, because now there was no resistance. He lowered his head. His breathing was calm. For the first time, not broken, empty, the word, clear, without effort, without division, silence. But this silence was different, because now no answer was expected. He opened his eyes, but what he saw was not darkness, it was nothing, and that was enough. Hours. The word, completed, naturally, slowly. He closed his hand, holding the ring, but this time, it was different, not tight, calm, not ownership, belonging. He lifted his head, but did not look up, because now, there was no up, no down, no direction, only being, and he was now that we chose, the words, spoken for the first time, and within them, no doubt, no regret, no fear, no question, only decision, and that decision could not be undone. He stood still, but this stillness was final. because nothing was about to begin. It had already begun. His eyes slowly closed, but it was not escape. It was acceptance, silence. Gollum, the word, spoken fully, for the first time, and the cave, this time, did not answer, because it no longer needed to. The darkness was calm, no longer heavy. The cave had settled. The silence was complete, and within that silence, only one presence remained. Gollum. He did not move, because now there was nowhere to go. This was where he belonged. Slowly, he raised his hands, the ring resting between his fingers. Golden light touched his eyes, but this light was no longer foreign. It was familiar, close, like himself. Gollum lowered his head, brought the ring closer. He stared at it for a long time, without thought, without division, simply being. And then, very slowly, he smiled. The smile was not human, but it was real. Mine, the word, a whisper, but not empty. He pressed the ring to his chest. His fingers tightened. His eyes closed, and in that moment, nothing else remained. No voice, no memory, no other name, only him and the ring. He tilted his head slightly. His breathing softened, and the word returned, this time, clearer, closer. Mine, a pause, then deeper, my precious. His eyes opened, they glowed. He looked at the ring, and now it was complete. He lowered his head, whispered, my precious, then again, faster, closer, my precious, and then he did not stop. My precious, my precious, my precious. The sound filled the cave, but it did not echo, because now there was only one voice, and it was his.
My precious, my precious, my precious.